Without knocking the drink over. There we go. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I want to talk about the process of getting started to learn the craft of photography. This could be any kind of photography because it's about learning the technical aspects, the numbers, the f-stops, shutter speeds, the ISOs, all of that stuff, cameras, lenses. I think the topic of discussion for this video isn't really covered a whole lot out there, certainly in the beginner realms, forums, groups, and what have you. So let's get into it. Okay, so you've got yourself a camera, lens, you're starting. So you head off to YouTube, you head off to Instagram, you head off to Facebook groups and forums. Are forums still a thing these days? I think they are. And you start to look at posts, you start to look up information, you start to ask questions yourself and await the replies within the groups or on that platform. The one thing I don't think that people cover enough or do to steer people on the right path is make it clear that, by the way, when you're starting out, it is absolutely okay to get something wrong, to make a mistake, to completely fail, because for the one simple reason is you can and will, okay, that's two reasons, learn from it. You will learn from that mistake. You'll go away wondering what's wrong, something's not quite working, doesn't quite feel right. You'll go and ask questions and you'll learn from it. And that's a good thing. I think too often today, people get jumped on for asking a simple question, maybe in the wrong context, in the wrong vein, because they don't know necessarily fully what they're asking about yet, because they've just started, and people jump on the backs and start name calling, being a bit snarky, being a bit nasty. Unfortunately, the internet is full of a-holes like that that will jump on someone and try to belittle them and drag them down. We need to turn those people off, turn that noise off, and find some good resources. When you're starting, you don't know necessarily where you're starting, really. You don't know where to start, you don't know which direction to go in, and there's a exploration factor in that. You start to learn and piece together these certain things, and you're probably going to steer off in one direction and delay the learning process a little bit, and then hopefully someone will steer you onto the right path, and that's fine. It's all part of the process. But I think too often today, people assume that people should know their camera already when they're starting out. They should know the fundamentals and know the basics. Like, everybody starts somewhere, and it doesn't matter who you are. People bought a camera, didn't have a clue what the hell they were doing with it when they first got going. And we need to be understanding of that. We need to support that and help guide people on the right kind of path. Now, I'm not saying that the way that I would do it and how I teach workshops, one-to-ones, and steer people through from one point to another is the de facto, the only way they should be doing it. Well, no, it's other people do it different ways, and that works for them and the clients that go to them for training or what have you, or for the people that help, it works. But we need to stop throwing too much information at people when they're starting out and they ask questions. Don't jump on them if they ask a question that comes across maybe a little bit silly, potentially, but or maybe in the wrong context and vein, because they don't know what they're asking yet. They don't understand what they're trying to learn yet. So we need to give them a helping hand, guide them, and help them along. Now, if you're in the kind of group or platform, YouTube community, whatever it may be, where you want to chip in and help people along, that's great. But make sure the information that you're delivering them is correct and good, and make sure that you gain a little bit of understanding of where they're starting from, because your path, your way may not be right for them. People learn in different ways, be that from personal preference. Some people prefer a visual practical, some people would like to just sit and read decipher everything between the lines before they even pick something up and practically do it. So we can't just say, here, you need to do this. So we need to be supportive of each other and stop the name calling, stop the snarkiness. Yes, it's annoying at times when people post repeat questions in Facebook groups which have been covered before or on forums. I get that. Yes, there's a search feature that people could use to maybe alleviate that problem, but maybe they don't know about it. Maybe they're asking something that they're not fully understanding in terms of what they're asking yet, and there it is. It's a question we've seen before because they don't know any better. So don't jump down the throats when they ask that. Now, when you're starting, this is difficult to do, but take some time, try a couple of different platforms, find a couple of different resources, and find some that work with you, be it an instructor or teacher, presenter, who you understand, you get, who's kind of on your wavelength, who you who you can kind of get on board with and understand going forward and feel that you'll get support from them. Find a teacher, a community, a group, whatever it may be, that you feel comfortable in, that you can grow with. There are a lot of resources out there, some great, some not so good, and there are some out there that are just, they mean well, but the people, or some of the people that they've got in the group, don't do it any favours because they jump on people when they ask a simple question or make a mistake. And don't forget, if you make a mistake when you're learning, it is absolutely fine. All we're doing is burning pixels. We're not burning film here, unless you shoot film, in which case, a bit more expensive. So it's absolutely okay to do something wrong, ask something wrong, make a complete mistake. Don't get down on yourself. Don't worry too much about it. Seek out someone who can help you understand what's gone wrong, what you've done, and what you can work on to move forward and correct that mistake and then progress. Because ultimately that's what we all want to do. And anyone really who wants to help someone in their craft and learn photography should guide you along, offer you a hand. Okay, maybe not a hand, social distancing, but guide you along to help you grow and learn. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Ignore the noise and be careful of where you select to learn from and communities you join to take part in, because there can be a lot of noise and a lot of, oh my God, this is overwhelming, and you'll just want to put it down and walk away. Find some good solid resources, find someone who you can work with on a one-to-one basis if you want some training and workshops, if you feel more comfortable doing that, or even group environment workshops when they can happen. Be selective of who you pick, and don't worry, move forward. It's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to learn from them, you're going to correct them. And by the way, those mistakes that you make, you will probably do a few times, and you'll probably do later on as well, but you'll know to catch them. So let's support each other, let's help each other, and mistakes are fine, mistakes are amazing, because we can actually learn from them and grow. Let me know if you've got any more thoughts on this down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Woo.